Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my channel, Learn Math with Syed Ali. So, since we are facing a pandemic, COVID-19, and we are helping to reduce the spread of COVID-19, coronavirus, we are isolating at home to avoid spreading illness to others and following the guideline provided by our public health department. Schools are remain closed, and we have started this channel to provide some educational material for the kids. One of the family has requested to revise fractions, and the specific question they ask that please define 3 types of the fractions. So we will review it today in this class. So we have, what is fraction? We have learned in the previous grades what a fraction is. Fraction represents a part of a whole. A part of a whole. In previous classes, we always give a part of a whole means we have a pizza and we have, let's say, 4 pieces. So each thing which is I am shading here, this thing is a part of the whole, right? Is a part of the whole. So how many part I divided this whole into? I divided this whole pizza into 4 parts. So each part is representing 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is a fraction of a whole thing. Like it is a part of a whole thing. How many parts of a certain size we can make? Oh, we can make 8 parts of this pizza, right? So we can say, okay, this time I make like this. How many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now each part is representing 1 over 8, right? So be clear that fraction represents a part of a whole thing or whole number. How many parts of a certain size we can make? To make one whole, for example, how many parts we have to make it one full? 1 by 8. So 8 times, right? If we add 1 by 8, if we add 1 by 8 times, it makes a full. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we count the top, 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means it makes 8 over 8. Now it is full. 8 over 8 means 1. Right? 8 ones are 1, 8 ones are 1. It makes 1. So we understand that what the fraction mean to us. Fraction represents a part of a whole, or how many parts of a certain size we can make to get the whole. Right? So if we say 1/2, that means there are 2 parts. So fraction means a part of a whole thing, right? How many parts of a whole we have? You can also recognize a fraction by a slash between the 2 numbers, right? Between a slash. Slash is like this, right? You can write these things 1 over 8, right? Or this one is 1 over 4, right? So this slash, you can make a straight horizontal line or a slash, right? Both are correct. This represents how to represent fraction. So we put some number on the top of this slash and some number on the bottom of this slash. What number we put on the top of the slash is called numerator. Numerator. The number which we put on the top of the slash is called numerator. And the number which we put on the bottom of the slash is called denominator. Denominator, right? So we learn few things about fraction, which is basic and elementary. We should have to have these definition in our head every time, all the time, right? Top number is called numerator, bottom number is called denominator, right? And now we have to discuss what are the 3 types of fraction. Once we understand what fraction is, right? And now we have to understand what are the 3 types of fraction. So here I have 2 definitions on the top of the board with the green. We will learn this and then we come to the third one. So proper fraction. One type of the fraction is proper fraction, where numerator is less than denominator. Where numerator is less than. We can see the example, 5 over 8. 5 over 8 means who is less? Numerator. Numerator is less than denominator, right? So this is proper fraction. When we try to divide it, right, so it does not pass through. 8 cannot dividing 5 because 5 is smaller. And to get into it, like if we want to divide it, we have to take help from decimal, right? What is that decimal? We place a decimal and bring a 0 and then we divide. 8 times 5, 8 times 6 is 48. And then we subtract and then we have this 2. And since we have decimal, so we take another 0 for granted and then we continue our division. But when we place a 0 and it is not divisible, when numerator is less than denominator, it is not divisible. It comes into decimal. Decimal is also representing a part, right? If a thing is in decimal, that means there is no whole number, right? And what do you mean by there is no whole thing? That is a part of the whole thing, right? So we learn that proper fraction where numerator is less than denominator, right? And we have those examples. You can see that in each case, division is not possible and your answer will be in decimal. All those fractions are called proper fraction. Now, second definition, second type of the fraction, improper fraction. Improper fraction are those where numerator is bigger than denominator. Where? So, 8 over 5. I write 8 over 5, right? So, now, numerator is greater than denominator. Now we can see that division is possible because numerator always comes inside and when we divide with the denominator, it's passing through because 5 ones are 5. It's passing through. Not like before. It was not passing through and we have to get help from decimal. And we put a 0 after placing a decimal and then we continue. So here it is passing. So it is an improper fraction, right? So we can divide it. So we have something whole number, 5 ones are 5, and then we are left over with 3. So we are saying 1 whole and a 3 by 5. So what is the definition here? Improper fractions where numerator is bigger than denominator. Numerator is bigger than denominator, right? And these are all improper fraction. That means it consists of one whole number and a proper fraction. Something whole number and then plus a 3 over 5. What is 3 over 5? Is a proper fraction now. So this part is always proper fraction wherever you see. So 9 divided by 7, right? So when you divide, 7 ones are 7. Left over is 2. So you have one whole number and 2 over 7. Now if we eliminate this whole number, this is a whole number. And what is the rest of the part? Rest of the part is a proper fraction. So improper fraction have got in itself a whole number, a whole thing, and a proper fraction. You can see in those two examples, and you can try all of those examples, that improper fractions consist of a whole number and a proper fraction. And what is proper fraction? Proper fraction where numerator is less than denominator, right? Hope you understand these two definitions of proper fraction and improper fraction. Now, what is third type of the fraction? So, third type of the fraction is called mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. So, if we indicate those numbers as an improper fraction, but we can also indicate those improper fraction as a mixed fraction, right? So as we did in the previous question, this question, like 8 divided by 5, so 5 ones are 5, right? And 3 is left, and we have 1 and a 3 by 5. This way of writing 1 and a 3 by 5 is called mixed fraction. It's called mix or mixed, right? So it depends how you write in the sentence. Is called mixed fraction. So why it's called mixed fraction? Because it consists of a whole number and a proper fraction. So this type, all these examples of the improper fraction can be converted into mixed fraction. Or if mixed fraction is given like this, if this is the mixed fraction, we can convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. How? Learn how we can convert it, right? So 1 and a 3 by 5, right? And we want to we learn that it is a mixed fraction, something whole number and a proper fraction, right? We can convert it into an improper fraction. How? We multiply denominator with the whole number, whatever whole number is here. We have 1 here. So we multiply here. And then we add the top or we add the numerator into it. So what way we can write? 5 times 1 plus 3. So what we are getting is 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So this is 8 divided by 5. Again, we got the same thing, 8 divided by 5, where we started from. So mixed fraction and improper fraction are kind of interchangeable to each other, right? We want to make the mixed fraction, we need to divide this way. And if we want to make the mixed fraction, mixed fraction into the improper fraction, we do this method, right? So we take another example, 9 divided by 7. So 7 ones are 7, right? 2. So what we have is 1 and a 2 by 7. So it's a mixed fraction. Now we want to convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. Again, back to this, right? So we will get this back, right? How? The procedure is 1 and a 2 by 7. We write it again. And we repeat the way how to convert it. Multiply the denominator with the whole number and add the numerator. So first step is to multiply, and then second step is to add to get the numerator of the fraction. It's just the numerator. Denominator stays the same. Here you can see that denominator stays the same, right? This is denominator, so this is denominator. How to make the numerator is the procedure, right? So this is your denominator. So denominator will remain the same. And what you get is 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2, 9. So you get 9 over 7. Again, back to this. So you can take all other examples like the same way, and you can define mixed fraction is the fraction which has got a whole number and a improper fraction attached to it, right? This is improper fraction, right? And we can convert back, oh, this is proper fraction, right? This is proper fraction because this is this. So mixed fraction, it has got a whole number and a proper fraction, right? And we can convert these mixed fraction back into improper fraction. We did these two examples, and you can repeat all those examples like 4 by 3, 13 over 11. So there are 3 types of the fractions, which is proper fraction and improper fraction and mixed fraction. These are the 3 types of the fraction, and we learned that how to convert mixed fraction back into the improper fraction, right? So my childhood question was like my father used to ask, okay, we have 2 containers. One has got 2 and a 1 by 3 of syrup, and other one has got a 1 and a 1 by 6 liter of syrup. So these are the 2 syrups, right? So which we have, and he want to put these 2 types of the syrup in one pot, right? In one pot, one big pot, which is 3 liter in size. So question is that can we fit in these 2 syrups into this pot? So this is a little childhood question, right? So you can also enjoy with this. So what we need to do, we need to check that if we add these 2 types of the syrup, is it equals to 3 liter or it is less than 3 liters or more than 3 liters? If it is more than 3 liters, we cannot fit it in here. And the question is asking, what question is saying, right? So we will write a little question here and then we answer it. How to check? So we have 2 syrup bottles, containing 2 and a 1 by 3 liter and 1 and a 1 by 6 liter of syrup respectively. Right? What we want to do? We want to pour these two syrups in one bowl of 3 liter in size. 3 liter in size. Can we do that? Can we do that? Explain your answer. Explain your answer. Right? So what we have is 2 syrup bottles containing 2 and a 1 by 3 liters and 1 and a 1 by 6 liters of syrup, and we need to put those 2 bottles into this bowl. Right? This is my bowl, and then we want to put it in. This size of the bowl is 3 liter, and we want to check that. Can we do that? Can we put these 2 bottles syrup into this one big bowl? Right? So what we need to do? We need to add these 2 fractions, and these 2 fractions are mixed fraction. So what is the first step? We need to convert these 2 mixed fraction into improper fraction, right? So it will we will convert it. So first step, 2 and a 1 by 3 and 1 and a 1 by 6, right? So we need to change these 2 fractions into improper fraction. So how to start? We learned this, that we need to multiply this denominator with this and then add this, right? So this is addition, this is multiplication. So what we get here? 3 to the 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 divided by 3 plus 6 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Right? 6 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 divided by what? 6. Right? So we cannot add these two because the denominators are different. If denominators are different, we cannot add the fractions. We cannot, right? So what we have to do, we have to make these 2 denominators common. So we can make this 3 6, right, by multiplying 7 by 2 and 3 by 2, right? So this will become, what this will become, we will see. 7 to the 14, 2 3 is 6, right? Now we have both fractions which has common denominator. They both have got 6 in their base, right, in their denominator, right? We can add them now. The tops, the numerator can be added. If the denominator is same, we can add the numerator. So we add the denominator. 14 plus 7. 14 plus 7 is 21, right? 21 divided by 6. And if you divide it, divide it, how to divide? 21 into 6. So 6 3 is 18, right? What is left? 3, right? So 3 whole and a 3 by 6, and 3 by 6 can be simplified as, so 1 by 2. So your answer here is 3 whole and a 1 by 2 liter, right? If you add these 2 bottles, you will get 3 and a 1 by 2 liters, but your bowl is 3 liters. So that means you cannot fit those 2 bottles into this bowl, because if you add these 2 bottles is 3.5 liters, and 3.5 liter is more than 3 liters. So we will answer it. We cannot put the bottle syrups into the bowl because bowl is less in capacity, right? It cannot hold 3.5 liter. It is less in capacity as compared to the syrup in 2 bottles. So we explain it that we cannot put these 2 syrups into this bowl because we have the syrup 3.5 liter syrup, and we cannot put it into a bowl which is only can hold 3 liter of syrup. Now one more thing, when we add this by converting the mixed fraction into the improper fraction, we can also do the same here. How? We do not convert this time. This is another alternative way that mixed number can be added together, right? So we will see how. So 2 and a 1 by 3, right? We will work on this portion. We will not work onto the whole numbers. So whole numbers we can add together. So 2 and 1. This will make me 3, right? But I have to make this 1 over 3 and 1 over 6 with the base or the denominator same. So I will multiply here 2 and I will multiply here 2, right? So I will be having 2 and a 2 by 6. And this one is 1 and a 1 by 6, right? This is alternative method. That method we learned, right? This is now what we are saying, that we can add the whole numbers together. So we work only on the proper side of the fractions and we make their same denominator to add them up. And now we can add, right? So what we can say is 2 and a 2 by 6 can be written as, so when we add the whole numbers, 2 plus 1 is 3, right? And 2 by 6 plus 1 by 6 we can add together, right? What we can add together? 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 divided by 6. And it is same, exactly same. 3 and a 3 by 6, 3 and a 3 by 6. And when we cut, 3 1 is 3, 3 2 is 6. So we have 3 and a 1 by 2 liters, right? Again, the same thing. So I am saying, if you do not want, some students are like more good in converting it first and then do the math, or we can do either way, that we add the whole numbers and we only work on the proper fraction, right? For proper fraction part, we make the same thing with the proper fraction part. We make the same denominator, common denominator, and then we add those parts and we add the whole numbers together. So in both cases, we get the same answer, 3.5 liter and 3.5 liter, and we have the same reasoning. We cannot put these 2 bottles syrup into the bowl because the capacity of the bowl is not that much to hold that syrup, right? So this was just an example to show you how the fraction works, or how we can add the 2 fractions. So we will revise it one more time. And so there are 3 types of the fraction: proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon button to receive another video. Thank you for watching.